you? So this will be my spooky video number 3 in my series I'm doing right now until I run out of stories, I guess. I was going to do it just for October, but I think now I'll just do it till I run out of stories. We're going to be talking about the 1790 Inn in Savannah, North Carolina. Savannah, Georgia. I'm moving on to Georgia because I didn't have time to prepare for a story that I wasn't that familiar with this week. So this one I'm familiar with. I know it by heart because I've been there so many times. So, and I have stayed at the 1790 Inn twice. I was thinking 3 times, but it's only been twice. We've been there, I mean, as far as the restaurant bar, for I don't know how many times. It's where we like to hang out in their bar or lounge to meet locals. It's one of the places that locals go between 3 and 6 p.m. just to get a drink before they walk home, because most of the people there live in that area, or there's some that work in that area and they just stop by on their way home. And you meet a lot of locals that way, and that's why we enjoyed it. Plus, we enjoy the atmosphere. Of course, you're probably thinking the 1790 Inn was built in 1790, which it was not. I think it was actually started around that time, but I don't think it opened until the early 1800s, if I'm remembering correctly. But we're here to talk about the ghost stories that surround the inn and the restaurant. There's 3 ghosts in the inn that has been reported. One is called Anna, one is called, oh Lord, now I say that, it's on the tip of my tongue. What is his name? I want to keep saying Theodore, but it's not his name. Oh shoot. Thaddeus, that's his name. And then the third one doesn't have a name, because that's the evil one. We'll start off with Anna because she's the most well-known. Anna is a story of, there's 2 stories, and there seems to be always 2 stories with the female ghost in these places that I've found. Anna was staying in room 204, and she was there to say goodbye to her lover, husband, whatever he was, that was going to be sailing away. And at that time you could see the Savannah River from the inn, which you can't now because of the trees and everything, but at that time supposedly you could. And supposedly when she watched him sail off into the sunset, she jumped to her death. And the second story is she was there with her husband or lover, and they got in a fight and he pushed her and she fell to her death. I don't know which one is true. I don't know if either one of them is true. It's just the story that is told. And you'll hear these stories if you ever go to Savannah and go on one of the walking ghost tours. We usually went on there was 2 walking haunted pub crawls we went on. One was the creepy crawl run by Greg. I can't remember Greg's name. I know he still runs it. He doesn't walk as much, I don't think, as he used to, but I don't know if Greg would ever watch this, but we love Greg. So if you ever get a chance to go down there and do that tour, ask if Greg will be walking, and that's the one you need to take. The second one is Terra Haunted Tours, Pub Crawl, whatever it is. And I don't think Terra Tara does them anymore. I think her children is doing, I think Tara moved away, but now I'm not positive. It's been so long. I think Joan, Savannah Joan on Instagram does do tours for Tara now, if I remember right. Now, I met Joan, I should have went into this, but I met Joan when she worked for thinking it was Old Savannah Tours or maybe Oglethorpe Tours, which I don't think they even exist anymore. But anyway, Joan used to drive the trolley. She may still drive the trolley sometimes, but she's an excellent tour guide if you ever get a chance to walk with her. Savannah native, I'm pretty sure, or she's been there forever, I'll put it that way. I'm not sure she was born there, but she's been there a long time. Funny and very entertaining. So anyway, back to Anna. And don't worry, I'm not sponsored by any of these people. I'm just telling you my experience with us going to Savannah. We love Savannah. That's Dave and I feel a sense of peace when I'm there, and when I leave, I am so depressed. Like I'm leaving my home, and I don't know why. I don't know if I lived there in a past life or what, but that's just how I feel when I go to Savannah. Anna. I have never experienced Anna. There are several stories of her if you go on the 1700&Ninety site. A famous person that experienced Anna is Miley Cyrus and her mother when Miley was filming one of her movies in Savannah, or at Tybee. I can't think of the movie right off the top of my head, but anyway, it's the one with her and her husband she's now divorced from. It was one of the Nicholas Sparks novels. Anyway, they stayed at 1700&Ninety in one weekend in room 204. Patrick, who runs 1700&Ninety Inn, had told her about Anna, and they wanted to see if they could see her or feel her presence there. Well, when Miley and her mom went out to go touring or somewhere, I don't know, and Miley had left her cowboy boots behind. When she come back, the cowboy boots were stained pretty bad. And of course, when she had them, they were not stained. And there's pictures you can see. I believe she also hid some of Miley's mother's things. I'm not sure. And she does like to hide things like jewelry, and lingerie, and she'll kind of, she just likes to play with you, I guess, play jokes on you. She's not a scary ghost or nothing like that. I don't talk about scary ghosts much, or what I want to say, evil. I think there's a difference, a big difference. So the next ghost, Thaddeus, is in the bar. There's a room that sets off from the bar that Thaddeus likes to be at or play in. He's supposedly a young boy. We don't know how he passed. He just likes to play tricks. He likes to drain your battery camera or your cell phone battery when you snap his picture. That happened to us numerous times there. It could be fully charged and you take a picture of that room and all of a sudden your camera is dead or your cell phone battery is dead. He also likes to leave pennies. And I've told you before, if you watch me from the beginning, that my stepfather likes to leave me pennies. Well, he left me one the other day beside the truck. I hadn't driven it in a while, but I drove it the other day. When I got back home and I got out, there was a penny. And it was not the way I had parked it the day before. And I asked Mom, had anybody been at the house that day? And she said no. So, anyway. So the third ghost is the one that I'm not so sure of, because I've never experienced him, but the kitchen, people that work in the kitchen for the restaurant, they have experienced somebody throwing pans and cooking utensils being thrown everywhere, and spices, and I don't think I want to experience that one. Now, a little bit more about the 1790 Inn. I'm not sure how many rooms there is in the house. There is no elevators because it was built so old. It remains in pretty much the same condition as when it was. So you can expect luxury there. It is clean. It is each room is air conditioned, but there is no air conditioning in the hall if you're there in the summer times. So when you come out of the room, you'll burn up. And if you have to carry your luggage, of course they have someone that will carry your luggage if you want them to. But I'm just letting you know, if you ever want to stay there, you need to be prepared to carry your luggage upstairs. And even the first 4 rooms are up a flight of stairs. The second 4 rooms are up 3 flights of stairs, I think. Now they recently, or not recently, but they bought another house that's just on the next block for them, and then I think they bought another one not too long ago. So I think they have like 3 buildings now that you can stay in. The prices are reasonable, I think. They run from, I think, $199 up, you know, depending on the time of year that you're there. They include breakfast. It's a continental breakfast. And it's just a nice place to stay if you want to stay with any place that has a lot of historic, you know, stuff around. It's decorated in antique. Some of the rooms have fireplaces, or I think maybe most of the rooms have fireplaces. I'm not sure. We stayed in 101 and we stayed in 201. 201 is the biggest room in the building. You have a sitting area in that room with the fireplace, and then you have the little, where the bed is, in an upper level. It has a king-size bed in it. You could easily do if you had kids and wanted to stay there, you could easily do I don't know if they may have rollaways, but you could easily do a blow-up mattress in that sitting room. Of course, you would only have 1 bath, but I'm just saying, if you want the experience of staying in an inn, an old inn. Now, when we stayed in 201, I did have what I consider experiences. We came back, we had cut all the lights off but the TV. When we came back from going out, all the lights were on when we came back, but the TV was off. And then in the middle of the night, I was awoken by a breathiness on my ear. The air was not running, and Dave was just laying there asleep. It was not scary, frightening. It just woke me up like someone was whispering in my ear. When I would go to the bathroom, if you went into the bathroom at night and you looked in the mirror, you would almost kind of see a shadow behind you, but it was never frightening. I was never frightened. And you just always felt like there was even when Dave would go out and smoke, because I don't smoke, he smokes. But when he would, while he was gone, I never felt alone. I always felt like there was somebody in there with me. Now, they always have a diary, and there wasn't, in the diary for 201, there wasn't a lot of, there was some people that experienced the lights going off and on, but not, you know. And you know, when Patrick when him and his family bought the inn, they had the wiring redone, so it wasn't like the wiring was old. They did a lot of work to it that they could do, but they did redo the wiring. And then when we stayed on 101, I don't remember anything happening. And I don't think anything did. I'm trying to remember, but I don't remember anything happening there. We weren't there but 2 nights. Now, when we were in 201, we were there 4 nights, I think. So, and when we were in 101, we were there, and it was kind of a quick trip. It was something we decided at the last minute. It was my birthday weekend, and it was just something we decided to do and had the money, and we went. definitely stay there again. It's just like I told you, don't expect it to be, you know, extravagant, or it's just what it is. It's an old inn. But it's clean. The beds are comfortable. I think he's replaced all the TVs in the room. They used to be, you had some older TVs in the rooms with the tube, but I'm pretty sure he's replaced them all now. Although it's been a while since I was there. But anyway, he was in the process of doing all that the last time we were there. The main thing about the restaurant that I like is they have biscuits. They have the biscuits with the honey in them. They are the best biscuits I've ever eaten by far. Yes, I would break my diet to go have one right now. If somebody said, let's go to Savannah and get some biscuits, I'm there. I'm there, because I know it's not something I can get all the time. So if you're ever in Savannah, check out the 1790 Inn. I think you would enjoy that inn. And I went longer on this one, so I need to shut up. So I hope you enjoyed this spooky story, and I'll link some information below if you ever want to check it out and read more about Anna and Thaddeus, or any of the tours I mentioned. So y'all have a great day. Love you. Bye.